Welcome. Today's lesson is all about financial statements. So we're going to take a look at the three financial statements that we can put together from a trial balance. So what I've done is copied over a trial balance from, I believe this is the sample problem at the end of chapter 1 or 2. And we're going to just take a look at what we can do in terms of financial statements from here. All right? So we're going to take our imaginary company, which we'll call company, and we're going to work on putting together financial statements. The first one we put together is the income statement. Okay? And the income statement is for a period ending a particular day. Okay, usually a month or a year. So the income statement has really two parts. It has revenue and it has expenses. Okay, so our revenue for this particular company, we have to get all this information from the trial balance, so we need to put a trial balance together first. Our revenue is $1,855. And then we have, what do we have? We have two expenses. We have wage expense, and that's $125. And we have rent expense, and that's $500. Okay, so we're going to add our expenses together and see what we get. It looks like we have $625 of expenses in total. Okay? So if our revenue is larger than our expenses, we have a net income. And that looks to be the case right here. So what I'm going to do is take our revenue and subtract our expenses, and our net income is $1,230. Everyone see that? All right, good. From here, again, that's our first income statement, or it's our first statement. We're going to look at our second statement, and that is the statement of retained earnings. Okay? And we need the income statement to do this, and this will be as a point of time. So we start this out with our beginning balance of retained earnings. And if we look at our trial balance, there is no retained earnings, so this looks like the first year for this company, so we're going to start out with 0 because it doesn't list any. Okay? To that, we're going to add our net income. If we have a net loss, we'd have to subtract it. So we get the net income from our income statement. And that's $1,230. Okay. And from that, we're going to subtract any dividends. And we take a look, and here's some dividends, $900. So I'm going to subtract that. Okay. And that's going to give us our ending balance of retained earnings. And let's see what that is. Just going to add these up. Looks like we have $330. And we have one more financial statement to take care of. I'm just going to copy over the headings here. Let's see, maybe we could go down a little bit further. And we'll put it here. And this is going to be our final statement that we're going to look at. And that's our balance sheet. Our balance sheet, that's of a point of time, so a particular day. And that's actually got a couple of sections. It's got the full accounting equation. So I'm going to put assets on one side and liabilities and owner's equity on the other side. Let's take a look where our assets are. Let's go back up to the trial balance. So I'm just going to copy these over. Here's our assets all the way down to equipment. Just going to copy those over here. And we're going to put them right here, I think. Okay, so here's our 4 different assets. Then we need a total. I'll put those right underneath. I'm going to add those up. And it looks like we have $19,130. Looks good. Okay, now we have to take a look at our liabilities. Let's see what we have. Go back to the trial balance. It looks as though our only liability is notes payable. So I'm going to copy that down here. Under our liabilities. Okay, normally I add them up, but there's only one, so I'm just going to leave it with 1. And I'll just label it to make sure everybody can see that. Liability. Liabilities, although there's only one. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to put the equity underneath that. And I think we had a couple of equity accounts, didn't we? Oh, we did. Now we've already used up dividends. We put that in the statement of retained earnings. And we've used up revenue and expenses. We put those in the income statement. So really the only account we have left is stock. So I'm going to copy that stock account, put that under equity. Okay. And I'm going to add one more. We came up with a new retained earnings figure. So this is where we roll up all our income, revenue, and subtract our dividends. So we've created a new retained earnings number, and that was $330. Okay, so I'm going to just to make it nice, I'm going to do a quick total on equity. Equity is $1,830. We're going to add that to our liabilities. And we're going to have our total equity plus our total liabilities. That's $19,130. So if we're in balance, the total of our liabilities and equities should equal the total of our assets. And it does here. So that's the end of our lesson.